All right, good morning, gang. Nate Bear here, lead technical tactician for Monument Traders Alliance and Trade of the Day. And in today's video update, just a quick update on the indexes, the SPY, and the Qs. And then I've got a setup that I am kind of watching for entry this week. All right, so first off on the SPY, just kind of grinding higher. Not a whole lot to see here. I think the next sort of major sort of move will happen around the interest rate cut. Will the market say, "Hey, this is great"? Will Powell say, "Hey, we're going to cut a couple more times," or will they say, we're going to cut and we're going to cut again for a year"? I mean, who knows, right? So I think that's kind of the next big stepping stone for the indexes. We'll see what happens, but for now, it's just to buy the dip. Nothing really has changed in that sense. Qs are in sort of a similar situation, although they have a kind of a nicer chart for a continued move higher. With the daily squeeze trying to turn and fire long yesterday, right up near all-time highs, and a nice structure for sort of continuation here. I like the Qs, on a move, probably closing in on 600. Maybe into the interest rate cut, we'll see. Just a quick look too at the IWM, because this will be definitely affected by interest rates. And this is kind of on the verge of like maybe either having a big failure or a major breakout here, right? So if we can get up over 245, and this thing's still playing catch up, it's not even close to its old previous highs. It is close, but if you compare this to like the SPY, which is blasted way through its 2022 highs, IWM has sort of a lot of catching up to do. So that'll be interesting to watch with the interest rate decision as well. All right, now a chart that I'm looking at for entry this week, AAP. This is one that's, if you look at this on a weekly chart, it's kind of a little beat up, right? But as we zoom in, this actually has one of my favorite structures in the world. We call this a woodpecker pattern. And I think this is gearing up for a move back towards these previous highs, which is right in through here, around $70. So my thought is pretty simple. I want to try and buy a pullback into VP support in through here, right, which is around 57. Right, and then I will target this swing high, which is about 62, and then on a stretch, I move up to about 70, which is this previous high. And then if it really wants to get going, I move up to about 75, would be the Fibonacci extension. So if we look at the options here, right, I'm going to suggest just going all the way out in time, going out to October. Don't even mess around with shorter dated stuff. This is a big daily pattern. Daily squeeze just fired long. So I'm going to say go all the way out to October and just look at these 60s. All right. So then the trade plan would look something along these lines. All right. So using the 10, 19, $60 calls, entry near 57. We'll do a stop under, or the low of this pattern is going to be right down here through about 53. So stop under 53. And then targets are going to be 63, which is the 618. 70, which is the previous high. And then 75, which is the 1272 extension. All right, so that's kind of our trade plan. And we've got draw this pattern on here as well. Sort of our woodpecker pattern here. And that's what I've got for this week, all right? So AAP, love the pattern. Daily squeeze just fired long. I think this looks good for a continuation move to the upside. All right, that's what I've got. I hope it helps, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good one.